Well, if it looks early in the morning, it's only because it is. 5:30 in the morning here, Pete Rubianis. Got to shake your hand in advance of this fishing trip. Dave Ritchie told me that you're one of the best captains on the lake.
Well, that's a matter of opinion, but I feel I do a good job for the people.
You do? How's fishing been up here at Ludington?
It's been excellent. Every year it's like this, and we got another good year.
How come we're going out so early in the morning?
Well, the first, up till about 10 o'clock, the fish really going to really feed. And then after that, they just shut down, then you got to go looking for them. So the earlier the better when you're fishing king salmon.
How big are they going to be?
Oh, I think the fish will average 18 pounds, and we'll have them as big as 25, 26 pounds.
Oh, sounds great. How many are we going to get? 5, 10?
We'll fill the
50?
boxes full.
Fill the boxes? Sounds good. Well, this is Pete Rubianis. Let's introduce the people who are going to be fishing with us right now. Ronna Burns, first mate, and Keith, also a mate aboard. Yeah, have a nice trip. Okay. Bill Swagler from the Travel Bureau. How you doing this morning, Bill?
Hey,
good to see you awake. Okay, here is the man, Guy Ritchie. Hey, now a lot of people don't know you. You know that? They know your dad, though.
Yeah, I guess.
Who's that?
David Ritchie.
And where's he work?
He works for Detroit News.
Okay, outdoor editor. Well, Guy, we're going to try to get you into some fish. And oh, one of my favorite ladies in the whole wide world, Kay Ritchie. How you doing, Kay?
Good morning, Fred.
You're going to cook us up some fish when we get done?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, we'll
love to.
Good. Well, we'll try to get some big fish here, and you're the man who set this up, Dave Ritchie. You sold this as, you know, being going to be the greatest fishing trip we ever had.
It's going to be the greatest fishing experience you've ever had.
Oh, yeah? Okay, sounds good to me. Well, let's get Ed Groves aboard here. Ed, my man.
I'm ready.
Okay, we're going to go fishing. We're at Ludington, and I know it's 5:30 in the morning, but we're going to tell you all about this story right now because it's really Thursday night and time for Michigan Outdoors. Let's go fishing,
All right.
First mate Ronna Burns shoves us off the dock at Ludington at 5:45 a.m. As fall approaches and Chinook salmon move into shallow water, fishing success becomes confined to these early morning hours before the sun gets too bright. Pete Rubianis' charter boat is the Dreamweaver, a well-known name on Lake Michigan because Pete knows salmon, where they are, and how to catch them. Okay, now it's 6:15, Pete. Where are we? Off Sauble Point here?
We're about a half a mile south of Big Point Sauble, and we're going to take a north heading.
Okay, water's fairly calm out here. Should be a good day. Well, let's see, how many lines are we going to run?
We'll probably start with 10 this morning. Somebody want to hand me a lead weight?
We had just set our first line in the water, and while Pete was setting the second one, take a look at that first rod over his shoulder.
He's a nice one. Who wants him?
Oh, yeah. Can take him, Guy?
Okay, listen.
Okay. Look at this.
Just hang on to him. Just hang
we
on
got.
to him. Let him go.
Okay,
Let's get some of these.
go.
Got a green stacker for me?
We didn't even get 2 rods in the water before we got this hit. How's it feel, Guy?
It feels under 50 pounds.
Under 50 pounds, huh? Are you gaining on him?
Oh, I don't think so.
Not gaining on him yet.
Get tough, buddy.
Oh, he's still pulling out a little line. What's the biggest salmon you ever caught?
Dan, have I caught one on over 30 pounds yet, ever?
Pretty close, guy.
Pretty close, huh? Oh, look at him. He's peeling out line again. You know, Guy,
Get tough with him, guy.
you've had him on about 5 minutes here, and you haven't gained an inch. That's the way it is with these Chinook salmon.
I just gained a little bit, but
You
he
did?
just took it back out.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be a while. Looks like it's going to be a while on this fish. How many lines we got set, Captain?
Yeah, we got 2 down. I got to fix the down rig.
2 lines down. Well, let's see if we're going to get another hookup. How you doing, buddy?
Pretty good.
Hey, you got a little more line on that reel now. We're gaining, we're gaining.
Market fish, Ryan?
Marking fish, eh? Here, it leans into that rod.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been doing a lot of this fishing for about 6, 7 years now. The kid's caught a lot of fish for being 12 years old. I've taken him out a lot of times.
We need a net. We need a net now.
Tension builds here. We got the fish right up by the back of the boat.
Now watch him, guy. Watch him.
Let go, guy. Let go, guy. Let go.
Oh, we got to watch it going under the rods. I tell you, this fishing for Chinook salmon is something else. Talk about excitement.
Go, guy.
Got to keep that fish from getting, there we go, get him back.
Let the outside rigger.
I thought that guy was dead.
The fish?
Fish on.
Well, I mean,
We got another one. Another fish on, a double hookup.
Not dead, but
Got him?
tired.
Really? He might have hit the stacker. Okay, no. Reset it again, Keith.
Well, how far down is he? You seen the fish yet?
No, I'll bring him right up on this corner. We'll keep him on his mind.
Oh, he's getting close, going right under. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Here, guy, let go, let go. Take the net, somebody. Let go, guy.
There goes the... Oh, there he is, right back there.
Back up, Keith. Right here, take it. You got to keep a good rod on him now so we don't get in them cables.
They characteristically take a last run before they get to the net?
Usually they take more than that. They'll hit it and you get them up to the boat and they'll see the boat or net and they'll take off again. What happens when you get the fish up to the boat, you bring the rod way up in the air, and if you drop real fast, that gives the fish his head and he takes off and he's in the cables every time. It's pretty tough.
The guy looks like he knows what he's doing.
He does better than a lot of grown-ups I have. Does a good job. Okay, guys, stand right here.
Now we're going to try to get the netting of the first fish of the morning. Here it is. It's just about 6:30. We've spent almost 15 minutes on this fish.
You're okay, Ron. Drop and reel. We'll put double yellow on this out down when we get it ready.
Okay, here comes the fish. You can see him right out there. A nice silvery Chinook salmon.
Guy, he's a
What
beauty.
he did is we had the grizzly plug on the bottom and the lucky lure stacked on top of it 10 feet and hit the lucky lure.
We're getting him up to the boat.
Run him in, guy.
Doesn't want to come.
Boy, he is tough, isn't he?
You getting tired?
You're bigger than he is, guy.
My left arm is.
Drop and reel, guys. Drop and reel. Don't give up now. You got him here.
Yeah, I know. The line's not breaking.
Oh, we got this fish just about 15 feet off the boat. Oh, look at it. Here he comes. Here he comes. Here he comes. This is the critical part. Okay, back right up. That's good.
Come on, I can't quite reach this one.
There we go! Well, Guy, let's get this fish over here, and the boy who caught it, Guy Ritchie. Look at that. How about that?
Fellas, so I can get him in.
We'll drop him in the cooler. You know, that fish hardly fits in the cooler. How you feel?
Pretty good.
How about that arm? Your left arm is the one that's sort of tired?
Yeah.
Want a double yellow?
Gotta pull that thing. It's hard.
Okay, you did a great job.
Thanks.
Great job.
You mean on the stack?
You want to hold it?
Okay.
See if you can hold that there, Guy. No, you can't do it with a finger, I'll tell you that. You better put your whole hand in there.
Lift up your feet here. Ready?
I don't
Huh?
think I can hold them up.
You don't? Use two hands.
Okay,
There's a
I
boy
got
trying to hold the fish he just got here at 6:30. Hey, how's that feel?
it. Heavy.
Heavy and it's wiggling. Okay, put him in the box. Atta boy. What a fish.
No. Somebody's fish is right here.
Okay, we got a fish right up in the back.
Right under.
Okay,
Here we come.
here we go.
It's a nice little...
Oh, that's a good eating one, though.
Oh, you bet.
Good eating. Oh, look at this other one back here. Breaking water. Right back over there.
Back us right down. Back us right down.
Well, that's a lot of fish. Pete Rubianis, who took us out today on a beautiful, beautiful day here at Ludington on a charter. Did we pound some fish or did we pound some fish?
Well, yeah, I guess we did. All you got to do is take a look, but it's pretty much towards the end of July, 3 weeks in July and 3 weeks in August. It's pretty much an everyday process up here.
All right, well, we got 33 fish here from 6 a.m. till 12 noon. That's about a fish every 10 minutes. Always fish on was being yelled, or you were yelling something else, who knows what. We were having a good time, though, weren't we?
Oh, definitely. I think everybody had a good time. Many times we had more than one fish on, too. We had triples. One time I think we had 4 fish on, didn't we?
That's right. Oh, yeah. Couldn't have done it, of course, without your first mate here, Rana and Keith. We had a good day. Now tell us what we were using for bait, because, well, we were just killing them out there. I think we were probably doing better than anybody else. So what were we using out there?
Well, the best bait I run quite a bit year-round is this, it's called the Lucky Lure. It's silver plating, and this is a green and silver Lucky Lure, which we did pretty good on this morning, and the yellow and silver we did good on, but it's a very good bait for, you know, any type of fish. Lake trout, chinook, coho, brown trout, steelhead, they've all been caught on it, and I think over half the fish come on it this morning. And this here Canadian plug, they used to call it, but it's a grizzly. Both got the same name, you know, Canadian plug and grizzly. And usually it doesn't produce as well as a Lucky Lure, but it does a fair job for us.
I see you were telling everybody that it's the one with the yellow on the bottom, because that seemed to be doing the best, huh?
This morning it did, yeah. Usually the one, the green ladderback with the white belly does well, but this morning it was this plug.
Great. Well, let's talk to some of the people who caught some of these fish. Bill Swagler from the Michigan Travel Bureau. Bill, I'm real interested in what you're going to tell the next time you do a report, what you're going to tell people about Ludington fishing.
Well, I have to admit, Pete's got a reputation for catching fish. That's for sure. It shows that today. My reports over the last 3 weeks have been just excellent for Ludington. This whole area right now is just dynamite, and they're just limiting out all over the place. And what can you say about Michigan fishing besides this?
Well, you're not going to change it because they're still coming in. Well, let's get the Ritchie family up here. Dave and his wife, Kay, and son, Guy. You know, you were telling me, Kay, that you were out here last year, and, well, did he show you a good time last year, too, or what?
He sure did. Just about like this one.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And I heard you caught your biggest salmon?
The biggest salmon I've ever caught, I caught with Pete. It was about 32 pounds.
Oh,
Just a
wow.
gorgeous fish.
Great. Dave, some good fish in there, huh?
It was a good time today, Ed.
That's
It was
right.
really good.
Yeah.
Pete always shows us a good time out here.
That's right. And Guy here was doing a heck of a job with that pole. He must have had some good instruction. Who was that from, your dad or your mom? Who?
Yeah, from my dad.
That's right. He must have taught you well. Well, the last time we saw you on Michigan Outdoors, Pete, you said that you could fillet a 20-pound salmon in 35 seconds. Am I right?
Yeah, I can do it in 35 seconds. We did it. We were practicing yesterday, and we ranged all the way from 19 to 42. So, just
19 seconds?
Yeah, we did have one we did in 19 seconds.
Well, we'll have to show our viewers just how you do that. So let's go over and clean some fish, okay?
Okay, sounds good. All right. You just come right along the edge of that backbone.
Seems like you got most of the meat there.
And then you peel it over. Turn around, and you take the rib bones out of it.
Slicing like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and so that's going to be, in just a matter of a few seconds, a boneless fillet now.
But it's a lot harder to do on a big fish, especially with people around. But I just take it halfway, and then I come down the skin. Then I cut a hole in the skin so I can get a hold of it, and I turn it around the other way.
Well, that's a handy idea.
Then you actually pull on the skin as you cut with a knife.
And that's it. Well, we've seen experts catch fish, experts fillet fish, and now we have an expert who cooks fish. Kay Ritchie, you were great out there hauling in those salmon.
Well, thank you, Fred.
But I happen to know that your cooking expertise is outstanding, and you were describing a recipe to me that you said is new to you?
It's just new to me. I had it the other night. A man grilled it for us, and it was just so good. And we're always looking for new ways to fix our fish.
Okay, and so are we. And how about sharing this with us? What do we do?
Okay, we start out by putting big, thick slices of Bermuda onion on the grill.
I bet you've never seen a fish grilling recipe that starts this way.
Okay, now it's very important that you do not use foil. The whole idea of this is to have the flesh of the fish right down next to the onion.
Okay.
We're just going to put these little pieces right in here.
Okay, well, there you go.
Very good.
First step, thick slice onion. Now what?
Well, now we're going to put the fillets on.
Put them skin side down?
We have left the skin on them. That's quite important also.
And you lay that on the onions?
Right. We're going to lay it right over the onion.
Okay. Like that. Now, how are you going to taste I guess the onion will seep through the skin?
We're going to turn it over after it, as soon as it's about half done.
Okay, now what?
Now, Fred, we want to put quite a bit of salt.
Okay, why don't you do that? And what is lemon pepper, I assume?
And lemon pepper.
Okay, how much?
Oh, let's really put it on there. That's really adds a lot of flavor to it.
Lemon pepper, it's a
Oh, great.
good ingredient for
Yeah.
fish.
I think that it really is good on almost any kind of fish. Even if you put a little bit of it in your breading when you're doing it, it's very good.
Well, this is going to be an interesting recipe. Now what?
Okay, now let's put a little bit of butter over it.
Well, you don't use too much butter.
No.
Of course,
we
salmon
don't.
are oily anyway.
They are. These are such nice fresh salmon that there won't be an awful lot of oil in them because I guess they're thinking about going up the rivers though, aren't they?
They should be any day now, really. Okay, so we put that on and squeeze a little lemon on the top too?
Yeah, let's squeeze that
About a half
right
a
out.
lemon? Squeeze it right out, a half a lemon on
Yeah.
each fillet.
Let's just get it right out
Okay.
there.
All right, we have to wait a few minutes and then turn it over. How long do we wait before we turn it over?
Well, we're going to want it to be partially done. And it really would be better, Fred, if we had a grill that has a cover on it. But seeing as how we're doing this at dockside just about, maybe an hour after we got in, we're using what's available.
Okay, so we'll wait till it cooks a little bit and then flip it over.
Okay?
And here we are dockside with salmon we just caught this morning off Pete Rubianis' boat. Pete, how do you like that salmon?
Excellent, excellent.
Okay, well, this was cooked with Kay Ritchie's brand new recipe. It isn't even in your book yet.
No, that's
Savor
right.
the Wild, okay, but you flipped it over, didn't you?
Right. We turned it over and put butter and more lemon and the seasoning on the top of it, the
Okay, and
lemon pepper.
When you serve it, you take the skin off and that dark meat that's on the
Right,
side.
yes.
Okay, and serve it up, and well, let me go down the line here and see how the people liked it. How do you like it, Ronna?
Very good, very good.
Looks like you took a big helping of onions.
I like the onions, yeah.
They're good. Now, you said, Kay, that you should just leave them on the grill.
Well, I said that I'd leave them on the grill because there was a lot of the skin mixed in with them, but Ronna took her time to get the skin off.
Oh, it's great. Can I have one there?
Maybe.
A little bit of an onion. Let's see. Mmm. Boy, that is scrumptious. You like it too, huh, Pete?
Excellent, very good.
You must eat a lot of salmon.
I eat more than my share.
You catch more than your share, too, I think.
Yeah, I try awful hard.
Did a great job for us today. Well, moving around here, the guy who caught the first fish this morning. In fact, his name is Guy Ritchie. How do you like it?
It's really good.
Really good, huh? And David,
Yes, sir.
what do you think of Mama's cooking?
I think Mama's cooking's excellent. Everything that she cooks just tastes delightful.
Well, that's for sure. Well, this was our day here fishing with Pete Rubianis, the Ritchies here in Ludington. Got an excellent recipe from it. Of course, Kay Ritchie will be at our Small Game Hunters Workshop September 11th. Won't want to miss that with her wild game recipes. Last week, our Drake mallard looked like a hen mallard. Completely brown, really seedy looking, right, Glenn?
Right, it sure was.
But here, a week later, it doesn't take long for a duck to progress in its molt, so it has almost all of its feathers.
Yeah, you can see it's getting its green head, and certainly that colored speculum in the wing is coming back, and the feathers are 3/4 normal length, so he's well along and beginning to look like what we know as that greenhead Drake mallard.
I tell you, Glenn Dutterer knows his stuff, and he'll be at our Small Game Hunters Clinic September 11th, talking about many things, including waterfowl. And it's important for hunters or nature lovers to understand the habits, the behavior, but also where these birds and the small game lives.
Sure.
For example, ducks. Where do you think ducks live? I mean, what's most important to them? Water?
Well, not entirely.
Well, then land is more important to them.
Well, not entirely.
So what's important to them, Glenn? Where does a duck live?
In that mixture of land and water, that 50-50 mixture of land and water that we call marsh, or the edge of a lake or pond where we don't mow all the way down to the water, that produces familiar plants like these cattails here behind us.
Okay, so really, this open water out in the middle of this pond isn't the most important thing to this duck, nor is the land along here with the grass.
No, it's
this little strip here.
It's this edge, this 50-50 mixture that makes duck habitat.
Okay, when the ducks go through their molt, do they do they stop eating, or do they eat more?
Oh, they eat much, much more. Because remember, these feathers are protein, like hair. And to lose the old set, get a new set, lose that set, and then get the new green pretty set requires tremendous amounts of food.
So right now, while the ducks are finishing their molt, they're also eating an awful lot.
It's tremendous.
Like what? What does a duck eat? Does it eat cattails?
Well, no, it doesn't eat the cattails. There's not much here for the cattails. But it does eat the little animals that live around the base of cattails. And that's one reason why that 50-50 mixture is important. Solid cattails aren't good for ducks either, but blocks of cattails, half water, half cattails are great. But other plants as well. And if we walk here along the pond, we can see a few.
Okay.
Right here, for example, is a nut sedge. It's a type of sedge. You can see it produces lots of seed, heavy bodies of seed that ducks can just pick and just gobble them right up.
Do they tend to eat the seeds or the leaves?
Oh,
or
just
the roots,
seed.
or what?
You see here the seeds they'll separate out the seeds just like I did.
Okay.
And another very common favorite food is this one that we can see here. This is wild millet. Another name for it is barnyard grass. And because it grows in moist areas, these seeds are favorites of ducks.
Do they wait till they fall down in the water before they eat them?
Yes, or a lot of times what will happen is these plants dry out, like corn, when it ripens, it'll break off and the whole head will fall in the water and they can just nibble it.
What about some of this stuff?
Well, this is just bluegrass, and it's really not eaten simply because it's not an aquatic grass. But this is a millet.
This here?
Another type of wild millet, and you can see all the little seeds, and that's a favorite of ducks.
Okay.
Here's one that we see in our terrestrial. This is the seed head of water plantain. And you know, the plantain is a weed in our lawn, but this seed head right here, well, look, you can see it's a favorite food because he's just eating it right here, a hungry duck. So that's a prime waterfowl food.
All of this is growing right along this little edge.
Right along the edge where it's not mowed. And one other one, and this is something that I'm sure many of us are familiar with because we see it growing in sidewalks at terrestrial vide, smartweed. And this is a pretty little pink flower here.
Yeah.
And this is one variety. There's many kinds. Notice the seeds aren't ripe, so he's sampling them, but he's really not eating them.
He wants to wait till they dry out?
They dry out. And this is the flower yet. The seed has yet to form. And finally, one other plant that grows along wet edges, and this is dock, and this is the dried version. It was green, and this is fully ripe now. And I don't know whether he'll say, oh yeah, that's good stuff too. So these shallow, oh boy, these shallow edges that produce this seed in abundance, almost as much as an agricultural field, about 4/5 of it what an agricultural field would produce, or what helps this guy go from what you see here to that bright green animal that, if he has to, can fly to Louisiana during migration.
Well, here, hang on to me, Glenn. I'm going to step down in here.
Okay.
What do we have down in the pond? I think I'm on bottom here.
Okay.
What do we have in here that they eat? What about this filamentous algae?
Okay.
This is common in ponds.
That's one thing I guess we've got to call a weed, because people don't like it and ducks don't like it, so it really doesn't produce much at all. But just below the water's edge,
See what I can get here.
there's a very important plant to ducks. And this is
stuff?
Yes, this is a potamogeddon. It's a water weed that grows under the water. And right here on the very edge, and maybe he'll even sample it for us, you can see the seeds, oh boy, that these birds eat. And these plants are ideal for this bird because this is a dabbling duck. And you know, by dabbling, we mean he sits on the water and turns his bottom up and samples with this bill. And that waterweed with those seeds just a few inches below the surface are just ideal for him because he gets a drink of water and some food all in one gulp.
Okay, well, this is just a little short course here on ducks and what they eat. The important thing, I guess, that you want to bring out, Glenn, in your extension work is that all it takes is a little strip of wetland around a pond for these ducks to find plenty to eat.
Sure, and many of us have ponds for swimming and fishing, and we want to keep one edge or two edges clean for that purpose. But the far edge, how about leaving it like this for the waterfowl, especially in the fall?
Well, thank you, Glenn. Of course, Glenn will be at our Small Game Hunters Clinic September 11th, learn an awful lot about ducks, pheasants. We'll get you back in a week or so to talk about pheasants, okay?
Okay, great.
Our fish cleaning championships, I think we're going to have the weekend after this in Ludington. We're doing that especially for TV, so look for that. Have a good weekend. Enjoy Michigan Outdoors. We'll see you next week.
From the rugged shore and woodlands of the north, its history of copper mines and iron ore, the Great Lakes fisheries. To the farmlands of the southern counties we'll look around again, and all that waits the sportsman in the state of Michigan. Sometimes when the moon brings out the diamonds in the snow, and the stillness of the forest lies encased in Arctic cold, the wind might whisper through the trees, listen if you can, it tells you of the beauty in the state of Michigan.